again, you can't pass without taking pictures. It's a prerequisite of some sort. As you can see, the weather's not quite as nice as it was 5 years ago when we were here. But we've had a good time so far. We've had lots of people congratulate us, and Hotel Lombardi left some wine in our room for us, and we got the same room as last time. So I guess it's fate that in the room for Bacchus we have wine, because, you know, Bacchus was the god of wine. And I'm a dork.
Since the 14th century, the Piazza della Signora has served as an assembly point for the citizens of Florence for all aspects of day-to-day political life. During the 1980s, excavations under the square led to numerous archaeological finds going back to medieval, Roman, and Etruscan times, and even all the way back to the Bronze Age. Today, the square is mainly dominated by the Palazzo Vecchio. The tone is set by the sculptures placed here over the centuries, which have transformed the square into an open-air museum. Down through the centuries, various masterpieces of European sculpture have stood in the Piazza della Signora, the famous square in front of the Palazzo Vecchio. Although many of the sculptures are now stored indoors for conservation, the copies that stand in front of the Palazzo Vecchio still convey the outstanding artistic quality and powerful effect of this unique ensemble. The history and prehistory of the Ponte Vecchio dates back to the Roman times, when the ancient Via Cassia was provided with a crossing over the narrowest point of the river Arno. That was in 120 A.D. The first bridges continually fell victim to the frequently disastrous floodwaters of the Arno, but they were always patiently rebuilt. We got here tonight just in time to see the shop owners closing up their shops for the evening. And since most of these places are filled with very expensive gold jewelry, they lock them up pretty tightly at night. The structure, which forms the basis for the bridge as it exists today, was begun in 1345. Records show that traders and artisans were conducting business on the bridge from as early as the 13th century. Okay, this is the New Market, or the Loggia del Mercato Nuovo. It's supported by 20 columns, and it was commissioned by Cosimo I, as was everything in Florence. It was built by Giovanni Battista in 1547 to around 1551. Among other activities pursued on this site, money changers have been going about their shady business here since the early 15th century, while silk traders dealt their precious material and precious stones, and goldsmiths' wares were also offered for sale. Today, in addition to tourist souvenirs and trinkets, articles of clothing, jewelry, leather, and straw goods are sold in the market under the arcades, which are open on all sides. They're cleaning up for the day at the market. All of their stalls are packed up and they're heading home. And that's just where we're headed, back to our home away from home at the Hotel Lombardi, after strolling through the Piazza della Repubblica.